Hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for yet another first flight. And today we have the SAAB 340. This aircraft is utilized in both the heavy cargo missions and I believe passenger transport in career. We haven't gotten to it just yet, so, may as well get a little bit familiar with the aircraft, get used to it, so when we do end up grabbing it for career, we'll be ready to go. This has a few liveries to it, as well as the variant for passenger and, of course, cargo, like I just mentioned. And looks like a really cool regional airliner. I'm excited to fly this around a little bit. I'm also using the Colorado Springs add-on. It's been supported to 2024 now, which is great. And yeah, let's have a fun time flying this around. And here's just a quick peek at the interior of the cabin area, which is looking really nice, especially with those ray-traced shadows and the sun poking through the window, looking excellent. I thought the back of this was pretty interesting. It's like a bus where you have like a whole row of seats. I wouldn't mind sitting in the seat right here. Get a nice view down the entire aircraft. I mean, look at that view. You get to see the snacks slowly approach you as they make their way down the plane. It's excellent. But alright, let's go ahead and take a peek at the cockpit. Oh, look, there's a little window in the door, actually, so we will take a peek. Look at that. Hello? May I enter? Of course I can. I'm the captain of this flight. But I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, it's a bit of an older aircraft, which is nice. I do like getting these non-glass cockpit aircraft going every so often. So excited to fly this thing, and let's go ahead and get that checklist open and start up the 340. By the way, the 340 had its first flight in 1983. Just in case you were wondering about that. We're going to go ahead and clear all this because we did check around the aircraft. We removed the pins and the engine covers. So before engine starts, we're going to go ahead and turn on our battery switches. Engine bleed air switches are properly set. Essential avionics switch to on. Parking brake is set. Cabin signs are not on. Seatbelt and no smoking, please. Ignition switches are set to off, of course. Fuel quantity is good, but we'll just check to see where that's at. Bottom two dials there. Hydraulics on and charged. They're set to... Oh, wait, what? On and checked. Wait, did that show both of them? It did, okay. And that's just set to auto, so we're good on that. Cabin pressure is set. Power levels, levers, not levels, are idle. Condition lever is cut off. Trim is set. Speed bug. Oh. And our speed bugs are set, yes. Oh, I love this old clock. I say old clock, just analog clock, but I love seeing that. That's pretty cool. And it's set to the right time, which is awesome. Alright, starting the engine. Beacon on. Doors are checked and closed. Bus tie on. It's connected, so I would say it's on. Left and right avionics switch off. Voltmeter is in the green. Starter switch right. Right condition lever. Move condition to the start position. Right engine start ignition set to norm. So I guess that's fully booted on the right. I don't know, it just seems like it's going slow, so we'll see. Hopefully everything's good. Now we'll just do the same thing for the left engine here. Left start. Left condition lever to start. Oh, that's why, because we haven't switched out of the start position for the condition. That's why that's still going slow on the right engine there. And then left ignition norm. Oops, not continuous. There we go. So starting engine's done, and now after starting engine, we're obviously going to be going into... Yeah, we're going to switch out the conditions. Perfect. Auto Corson. Set that to on. Generators on. Left-right avionics switches on, which is right here. I remember that from looking at it earlier. Emergency lights arm. Oh, okay, we're good. It's armed. And now we can mess with the condition levers to max. Alright, that's sounding excellent. Ice protection, let's go ahead and verify all that is on. Do we want it all on? I mean, I don't need the de-ice for this flight, so I'll leave those off. But we got the standby going on there, which is good. Overhead panel check. It's an overhead panel, and it is above our head. So that is a check, and the EFIS. Electronic Flight Instrument System. Oh, we're back to this camera angle again. But everything that has a screen is all looking good. So I'd say we are ready to get taxiing, everybody. Hold on, we're not good because I do not have... Oh, you know what? The gust lock. I'm surprised it doesn't mention to turn that off in the checklist. Is that in the beginning one, maybe? Pre-flight inspection? Nope. Okay. So, it did not mention that. So just in case you don't have any controls, that would be why. Make sure you have the gust lock lever disengaged. We need to go ahead and turn you down just a little bit. You're going a little too crazy on me there. I get you want to be up in the air, I do too, but we don't need to go flying around. My goodness. It still wants to go, my god, okay. See, it's weird with these turboprop aircraft and so forth. People always say, "Oh, just turn down the, the RPM and stuff like that." But I'm set to unfeathered engine condition right now, and the next one is the start position. So, I mean, I don't know if there's something else I can do in order to make the props not create so much, because I'm idle right now. So it's not like I have any power going on or anything. I'm sure there's something else, possibly, that I can mess with. Wait. Oh no, that is what I have already. So yeah, I'm not sure what else I can do in order to make it to where the the propellers don't create so much speed on idle. But we're going to set this back to max here. TM. Is that what I need? Is that taxi maybe? I don't know. But anyways, we're going to go back to max. Get our parking brake set real quick because I can't get to this other condition lever. Max. Perfect. We're going to get... Well, here, we actually have a nice little cheat sheet. So, V1 is 102 knots. And we need 15 degrees of flaps, which is a couple notches of flaps. Perfect. By the way, this is what it looks like when it goes fully extended. Oh, there's actually another... Oh, look at that. Hang on. I thought it was only one more button push. Oh, it's still going. There we go. Now, now it's fully extended. Very nice. But alright, we'll bring that back up to the 15 degrees we need for takeoff. Perfect, and we're ready to go. Parking brake has been released. Hopefully everybody's buckled in. Again, this is a no smoking flight. But hopefully you enjoy your little showcase of a flight in the 340. Let's have a good flight, everybody. Nice smooth launch off the ground. Let's bring those gears and flaps up. And away we go. Really enjoying this one so far. And I think what I'd like to start doing too is I get a lot of questions regarding autopilot and so forth. I think we're going to try to mess with these other aircraft that are different from a majority of them. Because I can already see we got a little bit of a different setup. It's probably going to still work the same way. But we'll figure it out together. So that way when you get this plane in career mode, you'll be ready to go. So first of all, let's go set our altitude to... let's do 10,000. I'm sure that's a good sound. Alright, so altitude is set to 10,000. Our heading is... where is our heading knob? Oh, that's interesting. Our heading knob is right here under the throttle. So let's go ahead and get our heading set up to where we want it to be. And of course, you can see where your heading bug is right here. Go ahead and just level out real quick. And I think we're already over 10,000. So I'm going to adjust my altitude to, let's just say 12,000. And get our heading to head just, let's go 120, huh? And there's 120. Perfect. So, now all we have to do is, of course, turn on Autopilot, which is going to be somewhere... oh, and just below the heading, it's right here, Autopilot Engage. So we're going to have that engaged there. And then we also need to turn on Heading. And we should already be climbing, right? Yes. So it should stop at 12,000 where we have it set to. Perfect. Got to 12,000. Oh. It'll probably go back down. Hang on. It's just needing to adjust out of the roll. So we're now set to our 120 degree heading. And it doesn't look like they're stopping at 12,000 feet. Why is this? Is it because the flight director isn't on? So I think it was just the way I did it, the order of it, because when I scrubbed through the altitude to bring it up above what we were at, it realized it wanted me stopped, so it just held us at 13,500. So, now if we turn on, hang on, let's set it to 14,000, and then hit vertical speed. We're gonna start climbing again, or no? Okay, we need to find out, because vertical speed is right here. I'm not sure how we mess with it, though. Alright, before we get too far away from Colorado Springs, let's go ahead and bring our heading to the right a little bit more. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Let's bring that back just a bit. Perfect, right there. Don't mind us blasting at full power this whole time either. But yeah, I'm not sure how we change our vertical speed. Autopilot disconnects here, by the way, on the yoke. Just in case you're wondering about that. I wouldn't be surprised if vertical speed is somewhere up here, possibly. Or down here, I should say. Since, a lot of the autopilot stuff is here. I've been looking everywhere, but alright, I'll leave it alone for now. We can dive into setting up the computer system to know where you're trying to go. So just to the right of the seat here is our lovely little computer. Alright, so we'll hit direct to here and put in our destination. Which now we should be able to just switch out of heading and go into nav mode. And this should turn towards Colorado Springs. You know what? Do I just hit climb and it'll just go? There's 120 climb. It's probably just a dial that's been in front of me the whole time, you know that? By the way, I haven't mentioned it, but I love the logo on the yoke as well. Just so you know, still trying to figure out what's happening. I mean, we got to my 14,000 feet almost by going our barely above level. So I just went up to 15,000, I'll leave that in, and then I just hit climb again, and it seems like it just auto does what it thinks it needs to. I don't think there's a way, I don't think you have to do it manually. It kind of just figures out what it's wanting to do, and then just does it. So I've been looking for nothing, I think. Which is fantastic. I got you most of the way there. We know how to use the computer system. We know how to do the autopilot and set it, heading, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I got us somewhat there. But I don't know where it is. Let's go ahead and see if we... Can we walk back here normally? Nice. Always love when you're able to do this. But really enjoying flying this thing, though. I'm really excited to dive into it in career mode. Been really enjoyable. I like that it's a bit of an older aircraft as well. It doesn't have all the fancy gadgets and, you know, glass cockpit elements, which is always a nice change of pace from, you know, what we have been flying, you know, the PC-24 and the Corvallis and so forth. So I think it's time to get this thing on the ground again. By the way, in case you wanted to see the wipers, they actually look really good. I like that. But really enjoy the sound of this thing. It's a cool plane. And now I kind of want to get it for passenger, because I'm pretty sure it's there for passenger and career, and if it is, it's probably going to be the next thing we grab, because I know the heavy cargo missions, like we said, that... Oh, hang on, let me store these... There we go. Because I know the heavy cargo stuff isn't in the sim yet, the missions at least. Because you can purchase this plane, but it doesn't actually get you anything just yet, so... We'll probably end up purchasing it for the passenger transport. I think it's pretty pricey as well, so we're a little bit a ways from getting it. But certainly looking forward to it. And don't mind me leaving the landing lights on the entire time. Let's go ahead and take a little gander at our cheat sheet. I don't know why it's over on the co-pilot side, but that's okay. Landings, we want to... I don't know what I'm reading. I'm going to guess 143 knots for the first bit of flaps. Or possibly under 122. And then landing gears will be coming down at 200 knots. Wow, that's actually pretty... Really? What's wrong? Yeah, I'll give you a little bit more power. There you go. Everything's fine, plane. But anyways, back to the cheat sheet. It's also here, too. So 15 degrees of flaps can be brought down at 175 knots. Which is perfect, because that's pretty amazing, actually. Because that brings it to about right here, and then the gear's at 200, which isn't that far away from overspeed. I mean, it is. It's... Okay, actually it is. It's 50 knots away from... Never mind. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. Just look at that sun coming through the cockpit here. Oh, I love it. Now we're a little bit too low here. Too busy looking at my cheat sheet. Well, let's get that first degree of flaps in there, and you know what? Let's go ahead and bring those gears down. Very nice. Just some weird little things when you're zoomed out. Like, it looked like you could see through the plane when we were doing the showcase camera and all that. So some little tweaks regarding the load distance, but other than that, really been having a fun time flying this thing around. I really love the fact that there's so many planes that I'm really excited to keep flying in this. You know, it's just, there's so many awesome planes already in the sim, and it's only going to become a much bigger catalog. But definitely one that's going to be utilized in career mode a lot. I guarantee that. I wouldn't mind having some more 80s, 90s, 70s aircraft available in career mode. Because again, it's just so nice having that variety. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do some glass cockpit stuff today, or I want more of a nice gauge cockpit to fly around in. It's just really, really cool. But alright, let's go ahead and focus on our landing here. I've never landed this aircraft yet, so hopefully we can get a good one. That's why I always love doing my test flights in Colorado Springs, because of the very gigantic runways we have here. It's a really good testing ground. We'll get another notch of flaps in. I'm not sure what the stall speed is on this thing. We're already at 100 knots. We're going to be gaining a little bit of airspeed because well, we'll see. The Pappy lights might be telling us otherwise, because it looks like we have one red. So let's get that second red in here. And then we will be on the glide slope quite nicely. Now the windshield wiper is in my way. It's alright, we need to descend a little bit anyways. I believe we're still one red over three white. In case you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's right there. And as usual, you want two red and two white. That means you are on the perfect glide slope to the runway. And we are hanging onto that one red. Uh-oh. Answer my question. So it looks like 100 knots is kind of where we want to be for the landing speed. And I continue to gain altitude, which is... Okay, we're going to dip our nose down just a little bit more than we have. Alright, we got our one red, our best friend. The second red doesn't want to come out. I think the second red just wants us on the ground before he shows up. Like, what? What in the world? And I gotta get over the little hill before the runway. There we go. I gotta be honest, I think 3 notches of flaps might be a little too over the top. We get a little bit floaty with that. Oh. I hope that's not my flight stick breaking on me or something here. Why is it so twitchy? Is that... Oh, we're stalling. Oh, goodness gracious. Here, hang on. I don't like that. Let's do another landing. I need to adjust the camera. I feel like I'm so short in this thing. Alright, camera's adjusted. I brought up the flaps to 15 degrees because I feel like whatever the third notch of flaps is just makes you very floaty. So we're going to go ahead and ignore that. Don't mind our fighter jet turn here. We're going to go for the cross runway that we took off from. Love the propeller shadow popping into the cockpit. But alright, here we go. I adjusted the camera. We're not 1 foot tall anymore. It's just about getting the power right, too, because I don't know if that was like a stall shake that was going on with the yoke. I'm hoping that was the case and not my flight stick freaking out. Because that would be a shame. Feels like this is one of those planes where the flight stick just has like weird increments. There we go. A little floaty, but I'll take it. Especially for our first couple landings. This is why we're in free flight, folks. We're here to just practice. Do we have reverse on this, by the way? We do. Very nice. I don't know, I always love when a plane has reverse. Always nice. Especially handy for those short landings. I mean, obviously, this probably isn't one of those aircraft for short landings or takeoffs, so we won't have to worry about it too much, but it's still nice to have. But yep, again, it's just one of those aircraft you have to kind of get used to how you want to have the throttle and how you're wanting to pop into the runway. I feel like it was still better with only 15 degrees of flaps. Because again, I still feel like whatever the third notch is, probably 30 degrees, is a little too much. As we have a very expedited taxi. Here, you know what? I'm going to shut this off here. On our way to the spot. There we go. That's how we slow down. Very nice. This was still really fun to fly, though. I'm excited to get better at it, because obviously there's some more practice to be had, but I'm still satisfied with what we did on our first flight with it. And there we have it, folks. The SAAB 340 in our first flight series is complete. Again, had a blast with it. Really looking forward to diving into this with career mode, especially with the passenger transport and, of course, the heavy cargo missions, which hopefully is not too far away in the new year when those arrive. Same with the super heavy and the whatever the eVTOL category is for missions. But yeah, so thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you have a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year tomorrow. And I will talk to you guys in the new year. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.